As with most shows, or if I take on a famous score, I try and be faithful to it, even reverential at times, but some people would think not, you know, because I'm actually retelling the story, I'm telling a slightly different story to that music. But I like to be true to the music in the sense that I like to feel it comes out of the music. It's not something I'm imposing on it. But with this score in particular, I mean, I've had the chance, as you say, to work with Prokofiev before with Cinderella. The Prokofiev estate, because they really like our production of Cinderella, they were persuaded for us to be able to create a new orchestration of the Romeo and Juliet score, which has been brilliant because I felt for the purposes of our production, a big, lush, romantic score played by 80 musicians was not really the right feel for it. So we've managed to create something a little more quirky, but still very true to Prokofiev, I think, with an ensemble of musicians of about 15, I think, who will play live everywhere. So we've added the live element, which is very exciting, and also another experience for the young cast, really, is to work with live music. Again, quite rare. People will realise in later years that this is quite a rarity, it's quite difficult to do. Prokofiev bridges the gap in some ways between a sort of classical score, like a Tchaikovsky score, and more modern composers, more recent composers like Philip Glass and John Williams and Leonard Bernstein. You can feel the connections there. You often hear in Prokofiev things you've heard in movie scores and things in recent years, you know, so it's somewhere between classical and modern in his style, which makes it very sort of appealing to a young audience, I think, as well.
I first worked with New Adventures about 20 years ago in 1999. I played keyboards for the original production of The Carman, and after The Carman I came back and did Nutcracker, and I played keyboards in that and also conducted a little bit, and after that I've worked on Edward Scissorhands and The Red Shoes and now Romeo and Juliet, and this time I'm sharing the conducting with the principal conductor Brett Morris. And it's quite different conducting in orchestra pit because you're sort of laid out slightly differently. It's kind of long and thin, it's quite difficult for people to see you. Sometimes you're quite high up, they're quite low down, and also in a concert hall you could just be engaging with the players or looking at the music. Here you have to do all that and engage with the stage as well, so you have to be sometimes cueing them or certainly looking to see what's going on there and making sure you're matching. And in dance specifically you have to be matching the move, so you have to make sure that the speed you choose is the speed that's right for them rather than the speed that's just good for the music. And sometimes in order to know if that's happening you need to be watching and seeing the fluidity of the movement. So whereas in opera you might be listening and accompanying a singer singing an aria, here you're watching a dancer or two dancers together and you're looking to see, you know, the way they make a phrase physically, and you're trying to accompany that. Prokofiev is a master storyteller. It's so evocative, it's so rich in drama and characterization, and you know where you are and you know what you're feeling and what they're feeling. It uses themes for individual characters, so it's just sort of incredible theatrical music, so it's great to do, and it's also great to do in this new version. So for our production, rather than having the full original orchestration, we have a version for 15 players, and Terry Davis has done this amazing arrangement for them, which is really quirky and different and interesting, and it uses some really great colours. It uses a lot of tuned percussion like marimba and vibraphone. We've got a lot of harp, piano and harmonium. And we've also got 9 wind instruments, well, woodwind instruments I should say. So we have 3 woodwind players and they play 9 instruments between them. So that's flute, alto flute, piccolo. We have 2 saxes, 2 clarinets, a bass clarinet. We also have a euphonium and a tuba. So we've got all these colours, and what Terry has done is been very faithful to the original Prokofiev. He hasn't changed a note, he hasn't changed any of the harmonies or the counter melodies. It's all there. It's just painted with different colours, and what the result is very immediate and direct. You can really connect with it. Sometimes there's just a handful of people playing and it strips it back to the bare essentials of the music, and that is really interesting and really powerful, and it really connects with what's going on the stage. There's a great marriage of the two. Watching the lead dancers, who are incredible, watching them really shows you what the music is meant to be doing at any given moment. You know what they're trying to express, and you can really help them to do that. Likewise, they can listen to what we're doing and sort of react to that, and we will give them hopefully even more energy than they already have. So all of us combined are creating the drama and the emotion and the passion. It's sort of not two separate things, it's all one thing together when it's working at its very best, yes.